Hey guys, and welcome to another video, and today we are talking about The Summer I Turned Pretty, not the book, the series, and the Easter eggs and I guess hidden analysis that you might have not seen or thought of. I have found multiple sources, mainly on TikTok, and I just thought I'd clump it down into one video, but I will be shouting out all the people that have said it. There are some accounts that I couldn't find, but I remembered, so if that was your thing, I would have shouted you out, but I am very, very sorry I didn't because I couldn't find you. So, I guess let's just get started. I have my trusty notebook here, which has everything written down, and it's like 3 pages long, but it's only 10 things, so let's get through this. Now, the first thing that I want to speak about is within The Summer I Turned Pretty. If you did not know, all of the episodes in season 3 have last in the title. Like Last Christmas, Last Supper, and Last Dance. Now, just to let you know, Last Dance was very much hinted towards Jeremiah in the last episode that we've had released, which was episode 5, I think. And that's because at the end of the episode, they have a dance, and the episode is called Last Dance. That in itself hints that maybe Jeremiah is going to be off of the table in the future, which I really, really hope, but like, who knows? But another thing that hints that it's going to be Conrad endgame is Jenny Han had previously commented and pinned at last, and obviously since last are to do with Jeremiah, is at last going to be the final episode's title, and does that mean that it's going to be Conrad? And this is something that has got my mind thinking, and I'm like, because I don't know. So she commented on a post which basically said that season 3 is going to be coming out, and she was like, at last, as in, you know, finally. But could that also be symbolic? Because Jenny Han is a writer, and she uses literary devices to fuel it, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, another sign, this is point 2. At Last is a song by Etta James, and this song is played when Conrad fills in for Jeremiah at Belly's dead ball, and effectively it's at this point where Conrad and Belly are dancing together because Jeremiah stepped out because he just found out about his mum's cancer. The song is called At Last. Jenny Han posted At Last, and everything in season 3 is to do with lasts. And I don't know if it's just a hint, I don't know if it's coincidence. That's really something to think about, because everything that Jenny Han does is for a reason. So, another thing about the dead ball, point 3. The dead ball scene, Belly is looking for Jeremiah while she is in her white dress. But Jeremiah's gone and he's off someplace else. But Conrad steps in. Now, could this be symbolic and foreshadowing of maybe a future wedding, or like, you know, her maybe not wanting to be with Jeremiah and maybe just wanting to be with Conrad, and maybe it's symbolic of the fact that Conrad is going to step in and get in the way of the wedding like he did at the dead ball. I know what you're saying. That sounds crazy. That sounds like way too overdramatic, and you're looking way into that. Could it? But could it though? But could it though? This is point 4, and I got this off of Allie Galani's TikTok. I will at her like down here. Basically, she suggested that Belly said to Conrad in, I think it was season 1, she basically says that she doesn't want somebody who just needs her, she wants somebody to want her. And the whole conversation when she said, you need someone right now, and I don't want to be the type of person that takes advantage of that. Conrad then says, I don't need somebody, I need you. Belly says, I don't want you to need me, I want you to want me. He then says, I do want you. Now, Everything about her relationship with Jeremiah is literally him needing her, not necessarily wanting her. And when it comes down to it, she's the caretaker, she's the caregiver, she is constantly reminding him of things that needs to be done. He got mad over a cake, and she was doing her best to get that cake, but he got mad over a cake. £750 worth of a cake. Dollars worth. Sorry. $750 worth of a cake. He got mad at that. He has no money, he's in debt. Like, he is like a man-child that needs like constant care, and Belly is his only supporter. And like, she even said herself that if she went to Paris for her study abroad, she would feel like she was abandoning Jeremiah. And I think this links back to at least what Allie said, and it does make sense. In season 2, Jeremiah said, "I needed you and you weren't there for me." And this is to do with basically Jeremiah's mom's cancer and how she wasn't there for him. But we know that she tried to like reach out, and he didn't want anything to do with her because she was dating Conrad. He also mentioned to Redbird that Belly has been the centre of his world since his mom died, that she is everything to him, and that losing her is a part of losing himself. That is a relationship dynamic that Belly did not want, and she told us this from day one. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Next point. This one I got from I Don't Know, I Feel Bored on TikTok. I also love that username, by the way, if you are ever watching this at some point in the future. But this was actually genuinely so cool to have pointed and spotted out. Peach's scene, which is in episode 5, Last Dance. She bites into a peach and she basically says, "Oh, it's really good, it's a perfect peach. I'm afraid to eat another because I'm like scared it won't be as good as the first one." But Conrad says, "Let's test that theory." So she takes another peach, well, he gives her another peach and she takes a bite of it, and he asks her, "Is the second peach as good as the first peach?" She says, "Yeah, it's perfect." Basically, the peaches are representative of Conrad himself and their relationship, and how she is afraid to get back with him because he's hurt her in the past and they had such a perfect relationship dynamic that went sour, and she's basically, I guess, fearful for herself getting hurt again. And I guess Conrad wants to test that theory, which hopefully we will see later down the line when he inevitably professes his undying love for Belly, which I think is really, really cool. I'm just saying, that was good. This is number 6. If Conrad is the peaches, in the car, this is coming up to the peach scene. She says, well, Conrad asks her, "Oh, did you want to stop?" And she says, "No, it's too late. We already passed them." But Conrad does a U-turn because it's not too late. And that is symbolic of their relationship and how it is not too late to get Conrad back. I'm just eating this stuff up. Number 7, Conrad Fisher and how he links to Noah from The Notebook. Now, there's a lot of parallels actually from, I guess, other Jenny Han series, The Notebook, just anything to do with love, and it all points to Conrad. I don't know, like the roof work and the stood outside of the house. Now I'm gonna insert 2 images, and I'll insert 4. You'll see the roof work now, and they basically look the exact same. And now you see them stood outside of the house, where they basically look the exact same. Now, I also want to mention the ring shown off to Conrad and the ring shown off to Noah from the notebook. Now this is 8, but it kind of links in, but it's more to do with Belly and how she kind of is like the girl from the notebook. Can't remember her name, I'm sorry. But basically she shows off the ring in front of her parents and Conrad, but the girl in the notebook shows off the ring to the man that has been in love with her for years as well. And then they end up lying down together as well. We see that in the way that Belly's at Christmas falling down the stairs. She's on the floor and then Conrad lies down next to her. And in the notebook we see them lying down at traffic lights. I'm just saying, there's so many parallels. Jenny Han is a mastermind. This wasn't even supposed to be mentioned, but I am going to mention it because I just remembered. Sorry, Owen just called. But what I was going to mention is that in all of the Jenny Han series, any like TV show, movie, whatever she's done with all of her books, she always has a character fall flat on the floor and the love interest be there, stood over them. Now we see this in, I think it's Exo Kitty, I'm pretty sure, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and now the Summer I Turned Pretty. I have a feeling she knows what she's doing with that Christmas scene with Belly. She is insinuating that she is going to end up with Conrad like she does in all of her movies and like everything, you know. I may be hopeful, but that's a little bonus point. This is the second to last one, which is the photo on Belly's mirror being her and Conrad. Now, I can't remember exactly what episode we see this in, but it's when she's getting ready for work and she's putting on like her outfit, and it's pretty sure it's her birthday. So whichever episode that is, it's that one. She's getting ready for work, and basically as she's getting ready for work, she's checking herself out in the mirror, doing like all of the stuff that she needs to be done, and then you see in the corner of the screen her face. Now that's all we see, her face. They were smart enough to crop out the part which had Conrad in the background. But it's still the whole photo, it's just the frame of how they've recorded it. And a lot of people have noticed this and gone, you're not slick. Which is true, she's not. That photo is on her mirror as she's getting dressed to go to work, which is supposed to pay for the wedding with her and Jeremiah. I don't see Jeremiah anywhere on that mirror. I only see her and Conrad. Now, it makes me want to like eat this up. And last but not least, the wedding dress that she owns and buys from the prom dress store is not actually seen in the official season 3 trailer. In the trailer she is wearing a completely different dress. So I'm not sure what this says about their marriage and if they are gonna get married, but I have a feeling it's not gonna be to Jeremiah because the dress is not the same. I'm just so happy that hopefully she'll end up with Conrad, and I hope all the signs that are pointing to yes become true. Like, comment and subscribe and hit the notification bell that is down below because you need to stay notified on when I post up my uploads. I am hoping to do it twice a week, but currently it is just once a week, every Sunday at 5 PM. So be there or be square. I love you all so much. See you again in the next one.